guys, how's it going? We're going to do something a little bit different today, and we're on our way to look at somebody's basement. And you're probably thinking, well, that don't sound like it's very exciting. Well, it's a pretty interesting basement. I got to see it for the first time. I've heard stories about it, but I got to see it for the first time a couple days ago, and I thought I asked permission to the owner of the house if I could film it, and they said it was all right. So we're on our way over there to look at this basement. Now, this place that we're going used to belong to a guy that made moonshine in his basement, and he hand dug this basement. I don't know how many people done it. He had helping him, but had to have been a few. And he hand dug it, and this was done a long time ago. And he had a secret room in the basement. It's pretty interesting. He made his liquor in the secret room, and he had places to store his liquor, and he even had a secret elevator, but they've tore the elevator out now, but I can show you where the elevator was. There's a boiler out of a train in this basement, and he used steam power for a couple of things, and I'll show you that. And yeah, it's just pretty interesting little piece of history here. So what he used to do was he made all this liquor in his basement, and he had a flatbed truck, and he had like a landscape and tree type business, or he sold trees is what he did. I don't know if they were Christmas trees or landscaping type trees, but he had this flatbed truck, and he would load it up with trees, but the flatbed was kind of thicker, and it had doors or secret compartments inside the flatbed, so he'd load his liquor up in his flatbed and put trees on top, and then he would head up north somewhere. He would sell his trees, and then he would sell all his liquor too, and come back with plenty of money, I'm sure. So anyway, we're going to go check this basement out. It's pretty dark in there. The lighting's not that great, but I found it pretty interesting, and I think y'all will too. So stick around. We'll be there in a minute. Okay, so we just got here, but I'm not going to disclose the location, but the reason that we're here is because you can see our excavator sitting up there. We had to put in a new drain field at this place, and that's where the drain field is. And this is actually a hay field that I mow that belongs to this property right here. And but yeah, so we're here, and we're gonna go down to the house. I'm not going to show the house much because I want to keep this kind of private for them, for the people that own it. And but anyway, we're going to go down here to where you go into the basement, and we'll head in. Oh look, there's some of my hay that I made for the guy that keeps his horses here on this property. So while we're making our way over here to the house, I'm going to show you something that you can't really see, and that is that we're standing at the base of a dam, and the dam is right there. Right there through the tree line, you can see the top of the dam, and there's trees growed up on it. But there's actually a huge lake right on the other side of that dam, and the spillway is actually spilling out into the smaller pond right here. And the smaller pond is in front of this house that this basement's under. The interesting thing about this huge lake up here, and this lake is really deep, and the dam is really tall. But the interesting thing about it is the guy that owned this house that did the liquor built that lake with making a hydro power plant in mind, so he could make power to make his liquor, because he was using so much power. He was afraid they were going to get suspicious of him making liquor in his house. So I'm not sure what this right here is, but over there the water's coming out from the upper lake, and I'm sure this lake here was, or this pond, this is just a little pond, was probably built around the same time that the lake was, I'm guessing. But anyway, at one time, and I'm just going off of stories and rumors that I've heard, so my information may not be 100% correct, but at one time this guy was stealing power from AEP, or from the power company, by laying rods against the high voltage power line, so it wasn't flowing through his power meter, and that way they wouldn't be suspicious of him using so much power. But anyway, this is the house, but the reason I'm showing you this is because there's the stack from the boiler that come out of the train that's in this house. So anyway, we're going to go down here. We're going to go over here. This is a really nice place. We've been digging here, you can see, to put the sewer line in. And over here is where we've been working. We put the tanks in over here. And of course there's the pump system. There's 2 tanks and a pump system that's rising the sewer up there to where I was just showing where the drain field is. So right down in here, this is how you get into this basement. And this basement was hand dug, and I feel like this is probably the way they brought the dirt out. Just guessing. But anyway, here we go. So we're now in the basement, and we just come through the door. Here's the door and the steps. I got my flashlight out, so hopefully y'all can see. This just looks like a normal basement, you know. You got concrete floor and some block walls, and you go into this room here, and here's the boiler out of that train that I was talking about. Let me see if I can find a light switch. Yeah, we got some light, a little bit of light in here now. So this thing is pretty interesting. I don't know what kind of train it come out of, but they use this to heat the house, and it also made steam to power a bolt lock, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But this basement is pretty large. It goes back in here, and some more storage in this area. But this isn't the interesting part about this basement. I guess if you were a law officer and you come in here looking for liquor, or had a suspicion, you probably wouldn't look over here in the shower. So you got a drain, and you got a shower head. Now this is a door right here, and the shower head is made on the door. So this door is really heavy, and I don't know that I can move it, but this is the rest of the steam engine here, or the boiler. And here is the door. So this door is made out of concrete, and it's got a taper. I don't know if you can see, but it has a taper on it right here. And I see you shower. I don't even know if the water works. Go into this thing. Yeah, I guess it did, because they have water lines hooked to it. But there's A-frames from a Model A car holding this door up. There's 3 of them. This door is extremely heavy. And then right here you had a deadbolt that would lock onto this door right here, and it is a steam powered deadbolt. So it was tied in at one time to this boiler. So when this door was closed and locked, you were not going to knock through it. You were not going to push your way in here with a battering ram or anything like that. Now, at one time, you can see these poles sticking out of the ground. There was an elevator that went up to a secret closet upstairs, but they have done away with the elevator. But that's what these poles in the ground were for. But so anyway, this is your secret room. We're now in the secret compartment, and This is where it gets a little more interesting. See these stairs, then you go start going down. They used to let the smoke out right here from making the when they were making the liquor. But as you can see, this is a little more interesting here. You start going down these steps, and I'm not 100% sure where he made the liquor, but this looks like a pretty good storage area, and you got concrete ceiling that's kind of arched. It's very interesting type ceiling in here. And then you have a spring down here, so you got water. The water for the house, and of course for the steel, was gotten from right there, and the water still gotten from right there for the house. So then you have this ramp, and you can go on down in here even deeper, and you see all this rock formation they cut into, and I'm assuming we stored liquor back in here. It looks like they may have some wine down in here now, but I'm assuming this was a storage area, and I'm going to say that they probably made the liquor right here in this flat area, but I'm not 100% sure. I wish I knew somebody that knew more about it, had other than just hearsay. But it's pretty interesting. I thought y'all might like to see what was under this house. I mean, it's just kind of amazing that this house didn't even have a basement at all, and they dug this basement by hand and wheelbarrows, and this is what you have here. And you can see that arch a little better from up here. But yeah, so I was fascinated by looking at this, so I thought y'all might be too. And but anyway, who would have thought this was right here next to me? Anyway, I thought it was kind of interesting, and hope y'all did. And now I'm going to go back out through my shower door here and get out of here. I wonder if I can move this thing. Yeah, see? It swings. Let's see if we can close it. I don't really want to close it. I'm afraid if I do, I won't get out. Because this is the only way out of here. So, anyway, let's get out of here before I get stuck or trapped in here. Oh, they don't use this boiler anymore, if y'all are wondering. I'm sure they use something more modern to heat the house now. But I better go cut all the lights off, and hope y'all enjoyed this one, and we'll talk to you later.